So we just got our jobs. What are you?
A main grinder. I think it's coffee.
And I'm a winch operator. No idea what that is.
Can I see the
What are we
hands
doing?
of my
So we just got back from an excursion in St. Maarten, or Sint Maarten, and we believe this is a princess cruise excursion.
Well, it is definitely because we booked it through them.
Yeah, but I don't think they have this, like, it was just princess people. I don't think it was.
Oh no, there was nobody. In fact, everybody on the boat was from the same ship. I saw the list.
Or the other princess.
No, it
ship
wasn't all for that.
so
It was just our ship because I saw the list. Everybody had to sign that waiver.
It was just Majestic.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we did a.
You have to sign a waiver in case you like cut off a limb or get hit in the head and knocked out into the ocean.
Yes, we did a 12-meter cup yacht race.
And those are realistic things that can happen.
So let's say the race. It was a yacht race.
World Cup
event. And it was a USA yacht versus a Canadian yacht.
We were on the Stars and Stripes, which actually competed and won back in the late 80s.
Yes. So before you get there, in the cup race, they take you like a little pontoon boat, and the most weirdest thing, there in the pontoon boat, they give you your job. So I was what you see there in the video, a winch operator. No idea what that was. What were you?
The main grinder.
The main grinder. Well, as a winch operator, I had 3 jobs. I'm in the back of the sailboat. I had to learn how to do pull, release, and set up. I had 3 different jobs. Pull means when you pull the rope. Release means you got to let it go from that winch all the way until you leave only one strand of rope. And then set up is you got to roll it back up manually, but you got to make sure that the ropes are not knotted 5 times, and then the 6th ones you have to lock it in and then pull. So that was my job on the starboard side. What did you have to do?
I was the main grinder.
What is that?
I don't know exactly what it did when I turned this thing.
It was like a bicycle
I think that
thing.
when we turned it, it was bringing in part of the rope from the sail, and we had to go one way or the other in order to release the sail or bring it in. But we were just operating one sail. There were some guys in front of us, the primary grinders. They were operating the main sail somehow. It was so everybody on the ship had a job. You got a job. There were just a few people in the front that didn't actually have a job, older gentlemen, young ladies.
If you ever do this, you want to be the bartender. That's the bartender had the best job.
Well, the girl that was the timekeeper wasn't bad either.
Oh yeah, she had to have this. So you do a 3-leg race against the other yacht. So back then when you're like in that pontoon, they give you your jobs, and then in the middle of the ocean, they go side by side to the sailboat.
And you get off onto
They rope it, and you get on to the sailboat, to the yacht from the pontoon, right in the middle of the ocean. And then they they put the first group, and then they go on the second group. So we're in the second group.
Those guys do that like 4 and 5 times a day.
It was crazy.
That is insane.
I know. So they're tying us up so that we can switch crew. Never seen something like this before. Oops.
Oh, thank you. I'd be turning it by hand.
So once you get on the yacht, the captain, we had Captain Morgan.
Captain Morgan,
he gives you your job. I mean, he already knows what your job is, but now
They
he
train
teaches
you.
you what you have to do. So I was in the back, he was in the middle. I'll tell you something about being in the back. So there was another lady who had the same job as me, but she was on the port side and I was starboard side. So we both got trained together. Being in the back, you are holding on to dear life. There is a rope that hits the blue line, which is the only one you can grab, because they tell you about all these other ones that just roll and roll. Like you can get cut off, arms, anything, because the thing just go 60 miles an hour. Plus the mast that's going over you.
That thing just slams back and forth, man. I'm telling you, if you stand up, that thing hit you in the head, you will be knocked out.
You'll be knocked out. So being in the back, every time the sail would go to the right, I was literally right there where the water was. I was holding on to dear life. I was praying that the thing would not flip over. That's all I wanted. I did not want the thing to flip over. And then when it would go over to the port side, I was like above everybody else, looking straight down. And then they have like these boarded.
It's like a stirrup built into the
on the ground, on the floor, that you could just you anchor your foot so you don't flip over. All right, look at this. Look at this. The water's right there.
First gear on, no, they're going around. Okay, you got it? You got it? You good? Yeah. All right, please, sir. You need time to stop one time. Third time. All right, Lewis, let me know.
Woo! Oh. Oh my gosh. And now we're going down. Now we're going down.
Anybody?
Look at this. How awful. You can't see it in the angle. Woo! Oh my goodness. What a rush.
Sir, you gotta need both.
Biggest factory of maple syrup.
This is crazy. We lost the first leg. So now we're gonna do it again. So it was crazy, but it was so much fun.
It was a lot of fun, and our boat won.
Well, we lost the first two. The first two legs, they got ahead of us.
That just means we were behind them.
We were behind
and
them.
when we entered that one leg,
Third
we
leg.
almost caught them and couldn't. And then when we went around the third one, we did catch them somehow.
So we won.
And we were side by side and pulled ahead of them, and we won.
We won! Yay!
All right, guys. Good job. Beautiful house.
But I'll tell you that win.
I'm so glad we won. You know, I'm sure they were fine people, but there was a whole big family on the other boat. And I could just tell, I'm like, I didn't want to lose to those people and have to hear them the whole time all the way back. And I'm glad we beat them.
But
and they actually walked back. They didn't ride back with the rest of us.
The wind was so strong, and those sails. I mean, this is much respect to yacht people, because I don't know how they do this with a crew with like 4 or 5 people. We were like 17 and we couldn't even do it. I mean, we did it, but it was like with the 3 guys telling us back and forth, you know, and shouting at us to get our jobs done. But it was so much fun. It was so exhilarating. I think it was like the biggest rush tour I've ever done, and it was so much fun. I think even if we would have lost, it was still fun.
It would still be great.
It
I
was
was
still
prepared
fun.
to lose. It didn't really matter. Do you know, did you see, though, after we were off the boat, did you see the crew member that fell?
No.
Yeah, so the big guy. who was
Oh,
on the
yeah,
crew,
yeah, he slipped.
He fell between
The pontoon
boat and the Stars and
yeah.
Stripes. Man, I'll tell you, if those 2 boats had been coming together, I was afraid he's going to crush his leg or something. But
So what? So in the middle of the races, you have like a little spot. So you see these pictures that I'm showing. It's like when you had those relaxing spots. So then they have a cooler. So they had water, they had beer, they had soda. So you could, the bartender, the lady that was in charge of the cooler, she was the bartender. She would just hand out the drinks. So you did have breaks in between each race, each leg. And then at the end, they drop you off at a private beach, public beach, where it has a bunch of shops and you can shop for a little bit. And then you take the pontoon back to the ship.
yeah, it was a great excursion. It was a lot of fun. I mean, it was, you're actively involved. You're tired, but it's very rewarding. You know, I mean, it was an activity. Yeah, it clearly said that you have to be in good health to do it.
Yes.
And it's like the one older gentleman, they really didn't have anything for him to do.
He just sat
sit
there.
in the front, you know, and there were a couple people that way. They didn't really have anything to do.
Yeah, they do tell you that you need to be you don't have to be fit. You just have to be able to do the
I thought the
jobs.
lady beside me had the hardest job, because she had to remember, and you talk about spinning the rope, bringing the rope in, let the rope
That
out.
was like
and
me. I had 3 jobs.
You had to hinge it a certain way. It was...
Yeah, the way when he tells
was
you set up
intense.
that you have to roll it back in, you got to make sure the rope is not knotted, It's
Yeah.
not overlapping. It's like it literally is.
But everybody
it
was working really hard. I think everybody wanted to win. We were just working really hard to do our thing. And you know that one guy that was standing back there too, he seemed to know a lot about sailing.
Yes, the one that was on my
Right
right
by
side.
you. Yeah,
Yes.
he knew a lot of what he was doing. I think we had a few people like that, and everybody just focused on their job. You could see where the other boat was, and for a while I'm like, man, they're way ahead of us. But every time we got to a turn,
That's
we
when
almost caught them.
on the
But we
turns.
just couldn't get past them. And finally, that last time we did pass them and beat them.
And I'll tell you, the thing makes so much noise. Rah! And rockata and bang. All these
What? It did what?
noises
Well,
going on. And
I didn't hear any of that.
Well, I was in the back. So every time it will crank, especially since we had the crankers back there, you would crank it and you would hear the mast and the sails go up and those things rolling over. I just know that in the back, as a winch operator, that now I know what a winch operator is, you felt, I mean, you were on your back and you were about to flip over on the front as well. You were back and forth and back and forth. It was such a rush, but it was an exhilarating tour. Definitely recommended.
Yeah, it's like a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
As long as you have the health that you could do it, you know, you don't have to be like a Hercules or anything, but you don't have to, you know.
So you were like doing that
Oh,
bike
yeah.
pedaling thing, but they had to do
My
it
work
fast.
came in spurts. It was like pedaling a bike with your hands.
Yeah.
And there was another gentleman, we were both doing it together.
Yeah.
And but it would just come in spurts.
But the
I
job
didn't
doesn't
know that.
end, because after the race is over and now we're just heading back to
You
port.
still have to get back.
You still, because then he would tell me,
Pull the line
he would starboard
a little
pull,
bit.
set up, and I'm like, I thought we were over. He goes, your job is not done, and I'm still. I mean, it's not fast now because we're not racing, but I still had
Yeah,
to
you still
pull,
you take your
release,
time, but you still
and
had to
set
do it.
up.
Yeah, to get there.
To get back to the ship.
And we all had to help. him
But
pull
it
in
was
the
great.
sail.
I was just happy. I was just so happy nobody fell overboard on all those turns, and that the yacht did not flip over. That was my biggest fear, for it to flip over. But it was, I mean, those crew guys were really good.
Yeah,
It was a
so
great
much fun.
experience. So again, I believe it's just Princess, that one that does it, and this is in Phillipsburg, St. Maarten.
Yeah,
Sint Maarten.
it was a great.
It was great.
excursion.
So anyways, you're gonna see all those pictures and videos I'm gonna be posting with this video as well. But yeah, definitely 10 out of 10.
You take on the Call Princess, you're gonna lose.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye. Let's take a nap.